both XSplit and the game client, and now things are moving much more smoothly here, so there we go. Looks like they are handing out the ales that everyone will be consuming here during the race.
Ho, ho.
And let me bring up that map real quick again. So that you can see where folks are going to be going. Alright, the Shire Drunken Merchant Race. We are starting there. They go to Buckland and drink there. Then they go to Needlehole, drink there, and finish at the Stone. So here is the total path for the race. There you go. So they first head from Michael Delving to there. Then they take the blue line up to the Needlehole, and then the green line to the end. We cut that drinking down a little bit. Sound. There we go. We are currently basically handing out the drinks to the participants prior to the start of the race. Huckabell Cannon. That's amazing. Narth Rambor, level 14 Elf Lore Master. As a flautist who has made some weekend cash playing Pocketball Cannon during weddings, I can assure you, it's a nice thing to have in your repertoire, because everyone asks for it. Brinley, level 105, Hunter. Ramiella, a Minstrel, level 105. Ingbjorg, level 60 Guardian, has also been quite the winner here in recent days. Here we go, a level 10 Minstrel, Miriel. Kothra, level 115, Hobbit Minstrel. Thorslin, I know we've seen Thorslin during the games here as well. Level 115, Dwarven Hunter. Splotacoldir, level 115, Champion. Human. Again, the humans have got to basically take a sweep of the next couple of days' events if they're going to come in first, but of course there is also silver and bronze, and no dishonor in any of the people participating here, even if they do ultimately come in fourth. Minty, level 14, Hobbit Guardian. Patwise is a character I don't believe I've seen in the games yet today. Level 12, Hobbit Hunter. Arahad of the White Mountains, level 52 rather, Dwarven Champion. Demirwen, definitely someone we have seen in the games this week, level 105, Elven Hunter, done quite well for herself. There we go. I believe those are our participants. Three contestants here for the race here today. 32 runners, rather. It appears Ponzo may indeed have had a little bit of pre-ceremonial ale himself. I notice a few spelling errors in that text. But you know, if you're going to take part in the Shire Drunken race, you are tempted.
Hazard ay menu! Ho ho! Hazard ay menu!
So dwarves are in third. In second to the overall nation standings is the Hobbits. And our first place folks do have a strong lead. That would be the race of elves, the nation of elves, doing quite well in the games here so far this week. Largely due to just an incredible performance during yesterday's Harnkegger games. They have 28 points. So while it is definitely possible for any of the nations to win the event, it looks like it's going to be largely a competition between the dwarves, the hobbits, and the elves for first place, for the gold. Who can hold their ale better, the dwarves or the hobbits? Now those are some fighting words. Trying to get the text most clear. Here we go. It should work. Here are the rules. Every competitor is given 3 drinks before the start. They do not drink them until they begin. If you run out of drink during the race, you are disqualified. They will drink their first drink at go, and then 1 drink at each of the 2 other waypoints. They will cross the Buckland main entry gate. They need to stop and drink another one. The last old vineyards. The first to jump against the 3 farthing stone wins the race.
Ho ho!
Could use some sound again. Now that the music is off, that's not a terrible idea. I can get a little bit of tunage going here if we'd like for the race. Wonder what would make for good race music. Alright, we are getting ready to start the race. Turn myself invisible here. One, and they are off. Time to drink and hit the road. Wow, we already have quite a few disparate paths being made. Do my best to follow along with the group if I can. I do have a slightly faster run speed than anyone else. That is set by admin command, so that I can get ahead of the race should I need to. I see Rongar potentially in a lead, although it's hard to say because we've got some people coming from all sorts of paths here to do this race. Lil Sweet Roll also doing quite the good job coming up on a little bit different direction. I think ultimately the winner of this race is going to be who can sort of do the straightest path, cut the most sort of straight path to the goal, and then also not get hung up on any physics and what have you. Looks like we have Ethereal taking a lead, and Ingeborg ahead of Lil. All it's going to take is one bad jump, one fence, one getting stuck, and you might well find yourself no longer in the lead here. We also have some folks who are completely going off-road. Kind of cutting a different path here, like Thorslin. Let me bring up the map real quick, just to kind of show you where we're all headed. We're heading all the way to the east end of the map here for the first stop. I see Demirwin doing quite well here as well. I have to say, the group is spread out a lot farther than maybe I expected they would be. Got a bunch of people kind of all generally going in the same direction, but the spread is pretty far here. So I don't know if we have Brolin in the lead. No, I believe it's possible. It's going to be tricky. We'll have to get to the finish line as best we can. Rongar doing quite well, with Thorslin on his heel, and the folks that are on the mounts are the judges here, checking to make sure that they can keep an eye on the race. There's a hobbit that aggroed a wolf. Yes. That may well be true. We've headed into Frogmorton here. Got some nosy hobbits and townsfolk wondering what in the world are people doing and why are they running across their fine, flowered lands. But it is still pretty early on in the race, and they do have to continue to drink at each of the stops here, so we'll have to see whether that has any impact on things. And of course, heading into a swamp is a little more dangerous too, because if you get into some water, you're clearly going to be moving a lot slower than a lot of your competitors here. So, dangerous tactic trying to go through the water here for this race, I would think. Even if it is perhaps the straightest line. Zahn in chat saying, are there other MMOs that do this sort of thing? It's certainly possible. But, you know, the LOTRO community is one of the best for reasons just like this. The dedication and interest in making the Middle-earth their world that they can play around in as well is a huge part of their overall experience. Fortunately, looks like we have just a little bit of lag as we're crossing land block here. Rongar again. Rongar may be our person in the lead here at this point. I'm tempted to say. Rongar may indeed have the advantage right now. Well, looks like Rongar has fallen behind. Just checking Discord here, seeing if we have any disqualifications. I think we had one possible disqualification, but I think it was just someone following along rather than participating in the race. Alright, so we are now on our first waypoint here, taking the drink, heading back out on the road. And in this case here, now at this point, they are going to be heading across and up a ways. I'm actually on the wrong side of the map here. And again, this group is starting to split up even more. Dangerous tactic trying to get to the water here. It doesn't take much for you to find yourself in the water and then much slower than the rest of the group. And of course, falling down anything and breaking a leg or spraining an ankle could well be the difference between winning the race and finding yourself far behind. Looks like we may have had one ale skipper, one disqualification at the first waypoint. You can see, for some folks here choosing not to go into the water, trying to get a little bit farther up, a little bit flatter ground, perhaps. Ethereal did seem to be the first through the gate, I would agree. Someone saying hobbits have short legs. It's true, but it does not impact run speed in this game. Each of the nations have the same run speed, regardless of how short or long their legs are. So. Looks like right now we do still have a competition between Ethereal and Rongar. Thorsland taking probably third place, or pretty close to it. No buffs of any kind allowed. And the folks on horseback, everyone cannot be anonymous, and the folks on horseback are checking to make sure. And if you are caught with a buff, you're disqualified. But ultimately, most folks, if they are disqualified, it's not a deliberate thing, as it is more of an accident. Because this is mostly, at least partially, a role-playing event, and this is an event for fun as well. So most people want to take part in a way that doesn't disrupt the challenge and the fun of the Harnkegger games. Man, we have got... Oh, I see Rosalie actually probably... Nope, Rosalie is one of our judges here. Okay. So I do think, indeed, we have Ethereal and Rongar neck and neck here probably for first, unless there's someone farther along the path that shows a much different path than I'm aware of. Arcalax is probably in third, overtaking Thorsland here with Ramila. Certainly in competition as well. We are heading toward the second checkpoint. At this point with Ethereal and Rongar, it is really just a matter of small movements making a big difference. Can they compete? Can they get an inch? Can they slightly move ahead? Can they find a... If someone makes a slight derivation from the straight line, the other person is probably going to take advantage of that and find themselves in the lead. Arcalax not too far behind either. Being chased by some snarling wolves. Go, Arcalax, go. Oh no. Got some wolves in the race. All it's going to take is a couple of hits there, and that may indeed make a difference. There is no... You know, if you get attacked, that's on you. I will say, it looks like here actually we may indeed have someone else doing quite well, with Patcherwin potentially in the lead here, although being chased by some biting gnats. But it's going to be close. It depends on how much Patcherwin is directly on the line, or whether or not Patcherwin may be slightly off the line. I think is going to determine whether or not Patcherwin is in the lead or not here. It is close. Andrew Celia's coming up here quite well as well. Again, running through this water, it can be a little bit tricky. All it's going to take is a little bit too deep of water, and next thing you know, you're moving slower. So there you go. And I actually do see Patcherwin here. Now, in the lead, Patcherwin is a... let's see if I can... Target, inspect, level 109, human lore master. Looks like Patcherwin has found a way to take the lead, and we are heading toward our second waypoint here. Right over here, at which point they're going to come back and take the next drink, and then they will be heading to the rock. And the first person to jump against said rock will be the winner. So Patcherwin, Oh, looks like Ethereal got ahead here because of the fast drinking. Patcherwin got just a little bit delayed in actually taking that drink, and all that was all it took to get Ethereal and Rongar back in the lead, with Drusilla now in third. Lil and Patcherwin still doing competitive, though. Like I say, we do have another race to get to the end. We'll see how much of a difference it makes. Now, after a couple of ales, maybe you are going to slow down a little bit, but not for Ethereal. Ethereal is simply ready to drink and run. That may be enough to make Ethereal our winner here today. However, Rongar and Lil now going up against Rongar pretty close. It is going to be a close race here, I think, between Rongar, Lil, Patcherwin, and Ethereal. Each person, like I say, they're going to have to run the straightest path to this rock, so how well do they know the map? How fast can they, how much can they plan a straight shot straight to the rock? If they're off slightly and have to correct that, and the other person does not, that may well be enough to get them in the lead. One wrong jump and you are probably through. Of course, heading into some hills here as well. You do not want to find yourself stuck in water or have a sprained ankle. You do not want to try to hit a vertical area that you can't handle, because you'll fall back, and that would be more than enough to get someone else ahead of you. Yeah, it looks like we have Drusilla perhaps in fourth here at this point, with Lil coming in third. And Patcherwin right on Drusilla's heels for fourth. But it looks like this is indeed Ethereal's race to win. Unless something happens fairly significantly, fairly soon, we are going to have an Elven Guardian as our winner here. Lil swinging her apple baskets as quickly as she can, trying to catch up with Rongar. First to jump against the stone will be the winner. Here's our finish line. Who is going to make that jump first? I think it is going to be Ethereal in first, Rongar in second, and Lil Sweetroll in third. Congratulations, everyone. And then we had a whole bunch of folks get real close. Fourth, fifth, sixth, and the rest. Well run, everybody. Ethereal Trueheart, defender of Lorien, is our winner here, taking the gold in the Shire Drunken Hobbit, or Drunken race. Nicely done, everyone. That was quite the cool event, if I do say so myself. Very nicely raced. A lot of good competition there. And we saw some places change hands, change positions throughout the race, so that always is a good sign of a race well run. The judges are currently conferring over by the hobbit hole there. Harmless, armless octopus. That is one heck of a emote. Yeah, we even had some wolves. That was one of the trickier parts. We had some wolves and some biting gnats following the contestants this time. Check out this. Some of the awesome cloaks and outfits here while we wait for the judges to do their work. Very nice. Somebody doing some serious drinking. Looks like here with the one of the more unique outfits, very identifiable in today's games, is Lil Sweet Roll with her baskets of apples, doing quite well. I believe taking the bronze in this one. Fireworks going on. Perhaps while we wait, I will get a little bit more music going. And our judges are coming back. Looks like we are getting ready to announce our winners here. Ponzo getting ready to announce the winners and award the medals. Winning the bronze medal and 10 gold coins, Lil, our hobbit from Everone Way, doing quite well and taking several medals here this competition. Also, I think setting a trend. I suspect, at least on Laurelin, if not elsewhere, we will be seeing some more hobbits carrying baskets into war, like Lil here is willing to do. Our apple-clad hobbit has quite made a name for herself on Laurelin here for these Harnkegger games. Congratulations, Lil. In second place, as seen in our good solid finish here with really few questions, it's pretty clear who our gold, silver, bronze winners were. In second place here, representing the dwarves from the Syndicate of the Silent Tower, we have got Rongar. Congratulations, Rongar. Rongar has also done quite well for himself in this year's games. A nice regal outfit as well. Doing a good job representing the dwarves here in the Harnkegger games. Also, doing a lot of our music. In first place, not a new record, but a very good run. We have got our winner here, representing the elves, and again from Everone, with a total time of 18 minutes and 51.88 seconds. We have got Ethereal. Congratulations, Ethereal. Also, quite the badass bow. Alright, in just a couple of minutes here, we are going to be having our next event, our second of two events here today at the Ivy Bush in Hobbiton for the storytelling and poetry competition. That'll be getting underway in just a minute. I am going to stretch my legs here real quick, and I'll be back in just a minute here for you. Thank you very much. You are watching the Harnkegger Game 6 on twitch.tv/LOTRO stream. Back in a minute.